Yes, folks, the bins are on, so you know I'm going to read to you. Sorry about this, can't help it. Right, just done a quick video there on the boss, Bruce Springsteen, and a heartwarming story of something that he did in, I think, 1985, 1986, to the striking miners of Newcastle, all to do with charity, or charity as we would call it, but not on, was it the Fast Show? Yeah, not on the Fast Show, it'd be charity, wouldn't it? Anyway, I've got another one for you, another to do with charity. From somebody that I've had on the channel once or twice before, somebody I'm not over keen on, but who most all of you seem to like, because you've all been taken in by the publicity. Yes, it's my old friend Simon COWELL. I'm going to read this to you. It's a quick piece I read in the papers today. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm reading it word for word. It doesn't explain it properly, but this is how it goes. The headline is "Sigh Tears at Bash for Kids." So he was in tears. What a shame for old Simon. Right, so Simon Cowell broke down in tears as he pleaded with folk to support a fundraiser for dying kids. Okay then, no problem. The music tycoon, 64, was at a ball for Together for Short Lives, which provides palliative care and support for children. The patron said, "So I can't talk, so we discussed doing something slightly different. Previously, we've asked people to stand up and pledge £1,000. Simon, who got through his speech at London's Dorchester Hotel, was given a hearty response from the guests at the event, which included his fiancée, Lauren Silverman, 46. So it didn't explain what he has to be done different than he'd done before, but obviously he's asking for money, which is fine, I suppose, in itself. But I've mentioned this before. You've got your Bruce Springsteen, who's donated what turns out to be 16,000 to some miners in Newcastle who can't afford to eat 40 odd years ago now, nearly 40 years ago, said nothing about it. It's come out in the press now. You've had George Michael, who we found out since he's died, was regularly ringing up this morning under a pseudonym and donating money. And when they did find out it was him, he swore them to secrecy, said, "If you use my name, I'm not going to donate." So they didn't use his name. It's been brought to the public forum since he's died, but at the time he was alive, he didn't want the pats on the back or the plaudits. He did it out of the goodness of his heart and because he's a proper person. And that isn't the kind of publicity he seeks, same as the boss there, old Bruce Springsteen. Simon, however, lets his people tell the newspapers of what he's doing. And I look at it and I think to myself again, I seen something on Simon on This Morning, fun enough, about 5 or 6 years ago now. There was somebody there on the production staff, I think it was, at X Factor, who'd taken really ill, who needed a procedure in America there. And I think it was going to cost about £30,000 if memory serves. And Simon was going to give the first 10,000, I think it was, and he asked people to donate the rest. Well, that sounds good in itself, doesn't it? Because some people will say, well, whatever you've got, no matter how much money you've got, at least if you're giving, and it's a nice thought. But at the time, I think he had about 358 million, about that time. Now it's probably 450, 500 million, I would guess. And I'm thinking, why is a guy that's got 500 million quid in the bank going to a charity fundraiser and asking people to put the monies in their pockets? Now, I do appreciate the people that are at the Dorchester. I'll be people of substance anyway, and people of money. I get that. But I couldn't, in all consciousness, confront anything like that if I had his kind of money. For a start, if I've got 500 million and what's he, 64 now, and I think, well, I'm a patron of this charity, I believe in it, just put £1 million aside, there's £1 million off me. Don't anyone tell anyone it's off, we don't need to know. I don't want my name out there for that reason. Get someone else to front your charity thing and get someone else to ask for the money. It doesn't feel right me with £500 million in the bank asking for money, for donations. Even if I've given £1 million myself, it doesn't feel right. You know, and I don't want that kind of publicity. I don't want publicity for coming across as an all-round good guy who puts his hands in his pocket and donates. And I just think to myself, the boss, you've done it the right way. No wonder they call you the boss. Simon Cowell, no, it's a no from me. And George Michael, well, it'd have been double thumbs up. Not only brilliant at what you did, and I mean, absolutely brilliant with a capital B, but also an all-round good egg. That's the way to do it, George. Not the way Simon does it.